Hi Virgo, Happy New Year. Welcome to January. This is Teresa from Tarot by T. Before I start your reading, I want to call in some good energy. So this month we have a new moon in Capricorn on the 13th, and then Uranus goes direct in Taurus on the 14th, and then we have a full moon in Leo on the 28th, and then on the 30th your ruling planet Mercury goes retrograde again in Aquarius. So let's see what Virgo needs to know about love and relationships for the month of January 2021. What does Virgo need to know about love and relationships for January 21? What does Virgo need to know? For January 2021. Okay, let's see what we got. The Moon, the Five of Cups, the Justice, the Six of Wands, the King of Wands, the Five of Swords, the Ace of Swords, the Empress, the Four of Cups, the Ten of Wands, and the card underneath is the Page of Wands. So you start the month out with the Moon card. This is a card of confusion, not knowing, it's a card, it could be a card of deception or your imagination running away with you. If you're doing anything, so you might be wondering if you can trust a partner. With the Moon, is a partner deceiving me? There could be a relationship issue here where you're feeling a sense of regret. The Five of Cups could sometimes, you might be focusing on your losses and having a sense of regret over relationships in the past that have not worked out. Or there could be a current relationship that's kind of shaky. Because you have two fives here, so there's instability. And you're just focusing on your losses. You're not seeing what you still have to work with. You might also be letting your imagination run away with you, where you're either thinking in the negative or over idealizing. I don't think you're idealizing. I think it's more of the negative. I think you're focusing on everything that's wrong instead of focusing on what could be right. In the past, you have the Justice card. So there could have been some legal situation, and there might have been a favorable outcome, or if not, you might hear of some news concerning some kind of legal situation, because you have the Page of Wands here. This is a card of messages coming in, good news. Six of Wands is a victory card, so you might have recently achieved some type of victory. I feel like you've been existing in a toxic situation with the Five of Swords, and you may have to decide to cut your losses and move on. The King of Wands is here. This could be someone like a fire sign that you're dealing with. If not, it's someone who's like a mentor. Someone who's very outspoken, maybe a little bit bossy at times, a good leader, but can be a little bit heavy-handed in the way they handle situations. So it could be like a bully energy. Maybe you've been dealing with someone like that who's been kind of like a bully. And you might be thinking about taking action, but it's in your negative thinking sector, so you're afraid to take action. Maybe you're thinking about leaving a toxic relationship or toxic situation. And you're starting to think about the past relationships. You're reminiscing over the past. Relationships from the past that you might have left behind or something. Or there could have been some type of argument where you feel a sense of regret or a sense of loss. In your environment, you have the Empress. So you're surrounded by family and love, the love of family. This is like a mother card, a family card, wanting to be close to family. It's also a card of creativity and abundance and a birth. Some of you might be thinking about giving birth to something or a new project. Sometimes the Empress can mean a creative project that you're thinking about. Maybe it's helping you take your mind off of the relationship issues that you're going through. Like you're thinking, well, I'm just going to focus on my family, or I'm going to focus on some creative project, doing something that I love to take my mind off of things. But really, you need to take action. But right now, you're feeling, the Four of Cups is an energy of dissatisfaction, of feeling undervalued, underappreciated. You're thinking, I'm bored, I'm not happy, I don't feel valued by my partner. And I'm thinking, do I need to move on, cut my losses and move on? I might be dealing with people's hostility, because this is like toxic energy. Like someone's wanting to draw you in to a drama or push your buttons. And you have to not let them do that. Don't engage with someone who's trying to bully you or engage you in a fight. You feel like you're carrying this heavy burden, but you're coming to the end of the line with this Ten of Wands. The Ten of Wands is being able to put the burden down. So I think you're going to wind up taking action. There could be some type of career success that's giving you hope. But in the meantime, the Ace of Swords, you have to take action. You cannot allow this situation to continue. The Ace is also a time card. So it's going to take you, it may take you some time before you feel you're ready to move out of this situation. As a time card, the Ace represents September, October, November. So it could be the end of the year before you actually do free yourself from this burden that you've been carrying. And you want to be careful too, because you want to watch your health, that the stress doesn't affect your health. So if you're existing in something that's toxic, don't sweep it under the rug, deal with it, and don't be afraid to reach out to family and friends, because you have support around you. There are people around you that love you and are there for you. But I feel like there's some regret. You're dealing with regret this month. And if you're in a relationship that is going through a shaky time, you can salvage it with the Five of Cups. If you focus on the positive things about the relationship or the person, rather than focusing on all the flaws. But still, with the Five of Swords here, you're not going to be able to change your partner. Like, that person is who they are. So they're not going to change. You have to learn to accept people for who they are and not try to change them. Because the Five of Swords is like, you're not going to fix the situation. You're not going to change this person. You have to just accept them, or you have to walk away. So that's your decision that you're going to have to make. Now, the Justice card is here, so this could be a karmic relationship. Maybe you're learning lessons through relationships at this time. Let's see what the astrology has to say. So you have this new moon in Capricorn in your 5th house, conjunct Pluto. So the 5th house is a house of romance, children, creative self-expression. So this is a very powerful time. For some of you, you could be having a romance, a new romance come in that's going to be really transformative. For others, it could be that you're having power struggles with a child or in a family setting. And for others, the power could be that you feel the need to express yourself in a powerful way. And that would be the best way to use this energy, to do something creative, to get your message out. Because you're really, you can create some really powerful artwork or something creative that's really powerful. That can really help you deal with whatever you're going on. It could be like cathartic for you or transformative. Saturn, Jupiter, and Mercury are in your 6th house. So you've been working really hard lately. And as you know, you have the Ten of Wands here. When Saturn's in the 6th, you may feel like a slave to your job. When Jupiter's there, you may be taking on more work than you can handle. You're taking too much on, so you need to learn how to say no. With Mercury there, you can be negotiating contracts, or you could be having mental stress as a result of all the work you're doing. So you're doing a lot of thinking, like what should I be doing? Am I in the right job? Am I in the right field? And if you're overworking and you're taking on too much stress, it could affect your health. So you want to find work-life balance at this time. Now Mars is moving into Taurus in January, and it's going to be in your 9th house of travel, and it's going to conjunct Uranus in the 9th house, which is moving direct the next day. Like this moon This new moon is on January 13th. Uranus goes direct on the 14th. So there could be some shakeup around the ninth house issues, which is higher education, teaching, learning, travel. So don't drive when you're angry, because when your ninth house is activated, you don't want to be rushing around, and not thinking, because sometimes that could lead you to have like a minor accident. So you want to watch your travel. But it could also, maybe you might decide to go back to school and learn some new skills, or you might decide to teach something, to share your wisdom. The Mars energy brings a sense of urgency. So you may feel like I've got to take action, or my survival is at stake, Mars and Taurus. If I don't do something, this is going to kill me. It's like that's the feeling that you're going to feel. The only thing you don't want to do is anything reckless. So you want to make sure that you calm yourself down and take careful steps. But you do need to be freed from something at this time. You need some fresh energy coming into your life. So it could happen. The way to do it is through some type of new project, or learning a new skill, or just getting involved in some new project. Maybe reaching out through the internet, through a website, or travel, even going to a new location, just traveling, getting out of your everyday environment would give you that breather, that refresher that you need. Venus is going to be trining Uranus. Venus is in the 5th, so this is really a good time for any type of creative project. Or for even if there's a romance developing, it could be with someone who is of a different culture than you, or different belief system than you, or someone that you meet through travel or through higher education. Venus is squaring Chiron in the 8th house, so you have some wounds to deal with about intimacy that you may want to confront. You might have been wounded in the past by relationships, or somebody, maybe through some kind of financial dealing. You have some wounds about self-worth. What about even asking for help from somebody else? Like, you may not want to ask for help. You might be going through a difficult time and you're not reaching out. So don't let fear stop you from reaching out to people if you need assistance. And creative self-expression could help you deal with the emotions, your powerful emotions that are arising at this time. So travel is going to be significant. Just don't, like I said, don't do anything reckless with Uranus in your travel sector, and with Mars coming in. Because when Mars hits Uranus, it's a very volatile combination. It's like throwing a match in a can of gasoline. It's very explosive. So check your car, make sure your car is running okay. Just if you're in a foreign place, just watch, make sure you're in a safe, don't go into any dangerous neighborhood. So then we have the full moon in Leo, and that's happening in your 12th house. It's affecting your 6th house. So you have the moon in the 12th, and the sun, Jupiter, and Saturn in the 6th. So you're definitely dealing with psychological issues, health issues. Most of it, I think, is about dealing with emotions that you have kept hidden. Like, maybe you're not in touch with your emotions. Maybe you've been sweeping them under the rug and just working, throwing yourself into work, and not really looking at how do I feel about all this. I'm taking on all this work. You're like avoiding your emotions. So there could be a relationship issue where you're not feeling nurtured, but you're not complaining. You're not talking about it. You're just shoving it under the rug. At this full moon, it's going to come out, and you have to deal with it. It's time to communicate. So if there's anything that you've been repressing, it's time to speak up. So if you're having an issue with like someone who's at a distance, or if you're having an issue with, if you're something that has to do with higher education or travel, or even someone that's from a different culture than you, it's time for you I think you need to get your message out. I think you need to communicate. You need to speak up. And you need to talk about things that, like, not just superficially, you need to go deep. You need to really talk about things that are important to you, that have meaning to you. So if there's a relationship issue that you've been avoiding, you need to confront it to solve it. Venus is conjunct Pluto in the 5th house at this full moon. And then Mercury goes retrograde on the 30th. So when Venus conjuncts Pluto, there could be power struggles. If you're working on a creative project with someone else, there could be some power struggles about how to best go about it. Or you could be struggling, for some of you who have children, there could be a power struggle with children. Or even in a relationship. The 5th house is the house of romance. That can attract a powerful attraction, someone who transforms your life. Or you could get involved in a new type of creative project that really transforms, speaks to you. This is what it allows you to express your emotion through art or creativity in a powerful way. So it could bring you recognition. You have a lot of feelings. I feel like that you have a lot of feelings that need to come out, that need to be expressed. So you need to find the right vehicle for it. And Pluto and Venus can help you express things in a way where you actually move people through your creative self-expression. And it will transform you as well. So now when Mercury goes retrograde, it's going to be in your 6th house. So you may have to go back to something that you have done before, something you worked on. You may have to renegotiate a contract because of certain changes that can't come up. You might have to redo something. So make sure you check the fine print and make sure you're communicating clearly so you're not misunderstood. In a way, it's good if you go back to something that you've already worked on and you go back to improve it. Mercury will help you tweak it and get it into a better form. So when you're done with Mercury, if you go back and rework something or rewrite something or renegotiate something, you'll come out stronger. It'll come out better and stronger. So that's a good thing. The only thing you don't want to do when Mercury retrogrades is start something new, sign a new contract with something. So if you're starting a new job, check the fine print. If you're traveling, or if you're signing any contracts, just make sure you know what you're signing, what you get. Don't take on more than you can handle, because you have Jupiter in the 6th house, and Jupiter is very optimistic and expansive. It's like, I want to do everything. I want to do it all. But you may not be very realistic. So you want to just make sure that you know what your limits are. If you're already overloaded, don't take on another project. Learn how to say no. Learn how to say no. I have enough right now on my plate. I can't do anymore. So if someone is bullying you or pressuring you, you have to set boundaries. You have to learn how to say no. Know what you can do and what you can't do. Don't overwork yourself, or it can start to affect your health if you overdo it. But really, this is a great time for creativity. It's a great time if you're trying to, if you're wanting to try anything creative. This is great energy. Venus and Pluto in the 5th. And it can also bring an intense relationship, like a romance, if you're single and looking. So creativity is the key this month to helping you to deal with anything that, if you've been holding in your emotions about, if you're in a toxic environment or a toxic relationship, creative self-expression can help you deal with the pressure. So don't take on more than you can handle. Don't overwork yourself, because otherwise it might affect your health. And focus on the positive. Focus on communicating what you want and what you need, and that'll help you to solve this issue, any issues that you might come across. And if you're looking for love, you could attract someone very powerful, a powerful relationship that can transform your life. So if you're not doing something powerful in a creative sense or with your children, it could bring romance that will be very intense. So that's my forecast for January, Virgo. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, click on the like button, click on the subscribe button, leave a comment. If you are new, welcome to my channel. I hope you're enjoying the videos. And I want to thank everyone for supporting this channel by liking, subscribing, ordering readings, commenting. I love to read all the comments. And if you'd like a private reading, click on the link in the description box and I can do a reading based on your specific situation. It'll take you to my website. We can get you on the schedule. In the meantime, have a wonderful January. Have a wonderful new year filled with love and prosperity. And I'll talk to you again next month. Okay, thanks. Bye now.